Okay, cumulative frequency graphs is a fancy name for a column graph where we're using our cumulative frequency data. So we know how to find cumulative frequency, we're just adding up, that's an extra column where we add up our frequency in our tables, and we're just creating a column graph from it. Note that the column graph has no gaps between the columns. That's really important to have no gaps. Remember we talked about the polygon. Now normally on a frequency distribution, normal frequency column graph, you go to the centres, but when it's cumulative, you need to go to the corners, okay? And it gets this special name called an ogive, okay? And we have to go, starting at the bottom, we have to go up to the top right-hand corner, and your ogive will always be inside those columns as you draw up. We use that ogive to find the deciles or percentiles or quartiles or median. We're going to go through that in a second, how we do that. And remember I mentioned that reading the scale for group data is really important. So looking at this picture here, where I've already got a cumulative frequency graph drawn for me, and the ogive is drawn on there, we can see that altogether there is 30 measurements that were taken. Say I wanted to find the median. Now if there's 30 scores, which one's going to be the median? 30 scores, what's halfway? Remember median's in the middle? 15. So we're cutting it to 15 scores. Okay, so when we're using this graph, it's quite nice. We go, okay, well what's half of 30? It's 15. So I go straight across from the 15 until I hit the ogive. And then I go straight down, and that tells me that the median is 18. It's pretty simple, isn't it? So none of this trying to work out winter centre score, circling, any of that nonsense. Straight across, go down, there's my answer. Okay, so I wanted to work out the 6th decile. What does 6th decile mean?
60%.
60% through. So I need 6/10 of 30. What's 6/10 of 30? 18. So 6/10 of 30 is 18. So I go along here, I find 18. I go straight across until I hit the ogive, straight down, and I'm in the 19. So the 6th decile equals 19. What if I wanted Q3? What's Q3? 3/4 of the way through. What's 3/4 of 30?
Oh.
It's not a whole number.
22.5.
Okay, so I need to be really careful then. Okay, so it's going to be halfway. This is 21, this is 24, so 22.5 would be about here. Be really careful on your scale. Go straight across till you hit the ogive and straight down. Okay, and so I can see that my Q3 is 21. So finding any of this data from the ogive is really easy. Whether I want a decile, a percentile, a quartile, it's so much easier than putting my data in order and trying to split it up. Okay, so this ogive is really helpful for calculating those. Now I've put this note here, read the scale carefully for group data. Now my example just had a single number, it was really easy to read off. But if I had group data, each of these might represent 10. So it might be 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, etc. So you need to look where in the column you came down. So if I was coming towards the end of the column, say that was 10, 20, so that was 20 to 30, then I would say, oh, that might be 28 because I was towards the end of that column. Whereas this one here, I'm right at the beginning of the column. So is that 10, 20, 30, 40, 50? So say that's 60 to 70, that might be 61. Whereas here, I'm right in the middle, that might be 46. Okay, so you need to look at where in the group you land as you come down for grouped data. Apart from that, it's just reading it off. It's pretty straightforward. Okay, so we're going to open up to exercise 906. It's page 418 in your book. We're just going to do question 2, 3 and 4.